moved it down to the Saskatchewan 33-yard line. 4-point lead to start the fourth quarter. Colts on a roll. Good coverage, so he has to pull it down. And Prince Miller with the tackle at the 31. Not been much available downfield for Justin Goltz today.
Really hasn't been, and one way they can control, if they don't have Ray Williams in the middle to spy him on the running that he's doing of late, the one way the Rider defense can try and take away that running ability is to run blitz him. Send more pressure, take all the gaps away, and don't let Justin Goltz run. Make him a pocket passer.
Second and 8. And downfield for Edward. The ball is caught by Aaron Kelly at the 2. Terrence Edwards in that corner too, but
yes.
Aaron Kelly with the grab.
Well, there were 3 receivers. Corey Watson was in that group as well. You could have picked anyone. I'm not even sure Justin Goltz knows which guy was actually throwing it to, because Edwards right now, he was throwing it to Aaron Kelly. And you could see Corey Watson up at the top.
TSN coin toss.
And generally speaking, that's not what you want route-wise from your play package and your offense, to have that many receivers in the same spot. But he was throwing it to Kelly, and Kelly came up with the catch for him.
Aaron Kelly, 4 catches last week. The former Hamilton Ticat who had worked with Marcel Belfay. Big catch here. They knock on the door. Goltz usually punches these in. And he does again. Touchdown, Bombers.
And with his teammate. Remember early on when Sarah Orlesky on the sideline in the first half said that the Bombers bench was starting to get a little bit upset and frustrated with each other. The defense starting to get concerned with the offense, but they held it together. There's a lot of football to be played in this fourth, but they held it together. Winning at halftime, and now in this third quarter and into the first part of the fourth, the offense starting to contribute.
Second touchdown of the game. 4th in the back-to-back meetings for Goltz against the Rough Riders. Justin Goltz, 8th touchdown of the year, and it's a 2-score Bomber lead early fourth quarter. Bombers with the lead, but plenty of time left. And Goltz picks it off. Here comes Tristan Jackson. Outside Demond Washington. And finally taken down on a late flag. So Jackson with a good return, and they'll tack on 15. And Jackson has some words for Washington, but should just get to the other side with the 15 yards already tacked on.
Just a bad decision by Demond Washington once he was out of bounds. Hand fighting across, tries to punch the ball up, that's fine, and then he knows he's out of bounds by then. I mean, he was a good two and a half yards out of bounds.
Roughness, Winnipeg, number 7. 15 yards from the end of the play. First down.
Just gave the Saskatchewan offense field position on the Bomber side of center. He knows he's out of bounds there. He doesn't have to do that at the end. That's a poor decision.
Rough Riders exploded in the fourth quarter last week. Need to get the offense moving. Corey Sheets and Alex Hall drags him down, and Alex Suber there to finish him off.
The best defensive ends in Canadian football can do this, and I'm talking about the elite level, where you get the Alex Hall, and go back to Cameron Wake for the BC Lions, where you can get contained and still have the quickness to come back and make the play underneath on the running back. And Alex Hall, just to your right, is going to step up, get contained on Durant, come back, and catch Corey Sheets from behind.
2 for Sheets, 2nd and 8 from the Bomber 50. Blitz picked up, crosser, Dressler, and it's incomplete. A quiet day for number 7, and that pass skipped short of the intended target.
Now I'll take another look. Another pressure situation for Durant. Getzlaff came in to try and block for him. We'll see if this one touches the turf or not. And that was closer than I thought it was live.
Dressler's reaction, though, tells you it did hit the turf. Wasn't any argument.
Chamberlain
now
just
they're going
threw
to
his
challenge,
challenge
though,
flag.
so maybe there will be an argument.
Yeah, Chamberlain just threw his challenge flag.
Got a reaction of frustration from Dressler. And there he's signaling that it was...
He's not sure himself. Tyrone Brackenridge just said, what do you think? Did you catch it? I'm not sure.
Didn't get up and argue. Looked like he was...
Saskatchewan is challenging the previous play of an incomplete pass. It will be reviewed.
You see the ball pop up. Is that off the hands? We had one earlier in the game in the end zone for the Bombers. And
you know, and it's so close to being the same look. And that one, in that case, it wasn't overturned. You know, that part of that hand looks underneath it, but I know that, you know, in that discussion I had with Tom Higgins about replay, that you can see the side of the hand. The question is, do you see it, his hand underneath, and the ball clearly bounce off it? Because if you're trying to assume by...
After review, the ruling on the field stand, third down.
Yeah, but because then you'd have to assume, and you're not going to do that.
I'm going to say you didn't see those rubber pellets pop up, but again, it was almost identical to the one on Denmark in the first half in the end zone, and so not enough evidence to overturn. And the punt team comes on. Schmidt's kick and inside the 10 for Javon Johnson. Tristan Black will take him down at the 17. Justin Goltz has a pair of touchdown runs in the second half. And the Blue Bombers have the lead in the fourth quarter. The Sunday of the NFL season, NFL Sunday Night Football kicks off on TSN tonight. The Dallas Cowboys take the field for their home opener against the New York Giants. Coverage gets it away tonight, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on TSN. And we know there are fans that have been parked in front of their TV from the pregame shows at 10 a.m. till
Yes, sir.
about midnight tonight. Will Ford takes the handoff. Justin Goltz has 8 touchdown runs on the season, and that puts him into a tie for the league lead with a couple of high-profile guys who make their money running the football.
Of course, Justin Goltz ran that Wildcat when he wasn't the starting quarterback. We've seen him have success running. Bomber defense contained Corey Sheets so far tonight.
5 for Ford, 2nd and 5 with Butler moving up. Pressure on. And Goltz protects the football but hits the deck. John Chick back in that defense making noise.
Well, and that's, yeah, and he was missed when he wasn't. Whether it be rotation or he was just had an equipment issue or what it was from that last series, but when John Chick's in the game, now he's able to influence the play. And that's just a great rip move to keep with it, come from behind, get upfield. He forced Justin Goltz to step up into the pressure.
So a big 2-and-out stop by the Rough Riders. Going to get the ball back in great field position. Mark Renault set to punt, and Tristan Jackson awaits just inside the Rough Rider 50. Jackson across midfield. Flag down. As Jackson's dropped at the 50-yard line. We'll sort out the flag when we come back. Jerry and Durant and the Rough Riders will try and generate the comeback. Prior to the game, a moment's silence to pay tribute to one of the all-time great Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Leo Lewis, who passed away recently. First home game since his passing. And the Bombers pay tribute wearing his number 29 today. One of the all-time Canadian Football League greats, the Lincoln Locomotive. Penalty was against Mike McCullough, an illegal block, so Saskatchewan starts at their own 45. Play action fake, Durant hit as he delivered the football. Ian Wild off the edge. And Durant a little slow to get up.
Ian Wild comes through. Hasn't been able to set up all game.
Kevin Durant, 4 of his first 6 since then. 7 for 17. Second and 10. Pocket collapsing and down he goes again. Zach Anderson. Fourth sack of the game for the Bombers.
Was off Xavier Folt inside of him, and Brendan Labatt can't pick him up in time.
Just 16 sacks surrendered by the Rough Riders in the first half of the year, and 4 in this game. Javon Johnson, there'll be a 15-yard, no yards. Tristan Black was in the area, and then another flag at the end of the play. And was that a late hit out of bounds? That initial penalty was no yards. See what else Al Bradbury's crew's got.
No yards. Saskatchewan, number 15, or 51. Illegal block. Winnipeg, number 19. The difference in the penalties is 5 yards. First down.
So Aaron Kelly with the illegal block that takes some sting out of the penalty against Tristan Black. Justin Goltz, who said he learned from some mistakes in the fourth quarter last week when he tried to do too much, will try and take some time off the clock here and enhance this lead. Take a shot here downfield. Looks for Kelly. Stretched out. Did he make the catch? They're going to rule a catch. And what a catch it was.
Unreal. What a catch from Aaron Kelly, with Macho Harris all over him. And how he came up with this, a 45-yarder, battling with Harris, draped all over him, extends and makes the grab. Big time. Challenge flag coming out.
Challenge flag, you're waiting for that. Did that hit the turf, and did you see the ball bounce again? And again, do you have enough to overturn? Third time we've had a catch today in this game challenged.
Well, you know, I think initially when he dove for that football is on his arm. The question I have is that once he hit the ground and started to roll forward, did the ball roll out of it then?
Saskatchewan is challenging the previous play of a completed pass.
Did he?
It will be reviewed.
Did he
on the field stance. First down.
Not enough to overturn. There's been a few like that. Corey Chamberlain had the challenge.
And the fans here for the home team are saying, it's about time we got some breaks.
The great Leo Lewis is looking down over this Bomber team in this one.
First down at the Rough Rider 32. Goes to the sideline. Kelly again. It's knocked out by Macho Harris.
Kelly chipping in here. That was some kind of catch down the sideline, right back to him. Strong with his hands up high because he's going to take a pretty good hit here. Climbs the ladder to get it, takes a hit right between the 1 and the 9.
Taking the spot of the injured Chris Matthews, still at least 3 weeks away, according to Tim Burke. And now pressure on Goltz, and Mike McCullough stepped up, and along with John Chick, they dropped Goltz for the sack.
There's maybe what you talked about, Chris, with Justin Goltz learning a little bit by trying to do too much and running into some mistakes. This time it was starting to collapse around him. And McCullough, who's just sort of settling in after coming off injury, he's going to get there with John Chick, that defensive end. But rather than Goltz trying to force something or force it downfield, he'll take the hit and put his field goal team out there.
McCullough back after missing the first 9, a torn bicep. And here's DeAngelis from 40 yards out, trying to make it a 2-touchdown lead, but he has missed. Dressler will take a knee, and it will only be 1. And it's the Bombers by 12, and a missed opportunity to improve the cushion for Tim Burke and company. Well, we mentioned the Lincoln Locomotive and what a legendary player he was in Winnipeg from 55 to 66. All-time leading rusher with the Bombers until Charles Roberts came along. 9th all-time in CFL rushing, 4 Grey Cup championships for the Lincoln Locomotive.
Watching down over his Bombers.
Here's Durant. Dumps it off. Corey Sheets has the first down across the 45-yard line.
And once again, the Bombers honoring Leo Lewis, his number on the back of each helmet. And a moment of silence before kickoff. And boy, they're playing inspired ball in this one.
Enoch Mwamba back in the middle of that Winnipeg defense. Darian Durant trying to get it going. And he's got Corey Sheets once again. Sheets breaks a tackle, has a first down at the Winnipeg 45-yard line. Lots of time for the Rough Riders.
Plenty of time. And that was Corey Sheets now and this is trying to get him the ball in a different way. And if it's not working, handing it off to him, which it clearly isn't in this one, get it to him out of the backfield. And remember, early on, I mentioned a couple of times where Durant missed it in drop coverage.
He did some first half logging, getting it now. Durant flushed again, takes off. And he'll skip out at the 40-yard line. 5 for Durant.
I talked to Corey Sheets a couple of weeks ago about his communication with Durant, whether or not he wants to see the football a little bit more. And if he does talk to his quarterback, he said, absolutely. He said, I try and find the right time. I don't want to mess with him when he's calling plays in the huddle and things like that. But I will go and talk to him and say, hey, I haven't seen it for a couple times now here. Let's go. So maybe out of the passing the football to number 1 is the way to get it to him.
Second down, pressure on, and Brian Turner.
Might have a green thumb, but he's got a knack to get into the quarterback too.
Just planted Darian Durant.
Big push. Up there in front of Marty Marquette, great power move with the right arm on Patrick Neufeld. Pure strength, just slaps that side of the shoulder pad.
5th sack of the game for the Bombers, 5th sack of the year for Bryant Turner. And the punt will skip out inside the 15. Schmidt does his job. 5:09 left here in the 4th quarter. And the Bombers with the ball and the lead.
This game is the most difficult regular season game for Saskatchewan all year. I'm convinced of it. I was as a player, and know how difficult it is. And last year's example, Chris, to me is as, you know, Saskatchewan won that game, but they won by 1 after 52-0 Labor Day blowout, Labor Day weekend. But this game's so difficult, sold out. Winnipeg always plays physical. Lots of time left, but
the crowd in this stadium has yet to see a Bomber win. 0-4 even the preseason.
Now, the one thing I'll say about this Rider team all year, and the thing that really separates it from last year's football team, is the veterans that they brought in. They've always been composed no matter what the situation. Like last week when they were behind at halftime, wasn't a big deal. They came back, they found a way. Now, they're staying composed in this one also, and there is lots of time to go. But that has been a characteristic of this team in 2013.
Forcing the Bombers here, 2nd and long, and big play for Saskatchewan on defense. Pressure, Gold steps in to the rush, and down he goes. Ricky Foley has a sack. Now the Rough Riders going to get it back with great field position, you would think, and still plenty of time. 6th sack of the game for the Rough Riders.
We showed you some power from the Winnipeg D-line and Bryant Turner. How about John Chick and another? Look at that swim up over the top. He's a powerful guy that if you start to get too settled in trying to take the hit from big guys like that, then they come with their finesse move. That time it was a quick swim move by John Chick. Forced the play, and Foley gets the sack.
3rd sack of the year for Ricky Foley, 31 in his CFL career.
Now,
12-point lead, and they have Renault kicking away. Tristan Jackson on the Bomber side of half. And he'll get down to the 40-yard line.
you know, and again, I didn't like the first one. You give up 2. They're in field goal range already. That's a 3-point. You're already giving up an extra point.